Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Say hi, Harley. So, as you guys have seen, I've picked up an AU Falcon and I'm about to do something to it that I've had sitting in my shed for some time now, and I knew that this day would come, and now that I own one, it's going to be put into it. So let's go check it out and see what it is. Anybody know what it is? No? Okay. Let's peel back the cover. Well, some of you will know what that is. That is a Diff for the mighty AU Falcon. But it is not just any Diff. It is a LSD. So this is going in that, not that. This into the AU. And we're going to have an LSD. So I've had this for quite some time, and I knew that this day would come that I would own one of these. So I hung on to this because I knew that it was only a matter of time before I got one of these that I could put it into. I don't know what she's doing. So yeah, we're going to start pulling the old one out and getting that LSD into this, so we can have a limited slip diff in the mighty AU. Let me just get you in under here so you can see how clean this majestic AU Falcon really is. I have serviced it as well in between the first video and this one. That's why you probably see it's got a new fuel filter up there. Just something that I like to do. But just look at it. It is spotless. See the new shocks up there and springs. I have noticed since I've just been under here that it's probably due for a exhaust hanger, a rubber hanger. She's a bit, how you doing? I've got millions of them there, so I'll replace that. But yeah, just absolutely spotless under here. Just spotless. Alright, so you might have seen in the time lapse I just whizzed the tail shaft off of it and got the wheels off. Just the thing that I like to do as well, if you're working underneath the car, even though you've got axle stands either side, I do still like to have a jack underneath the body. And I also put the wheels underneath the body. So it's like a second insurance that if something does go wrong and it does fall off the stands or something, it will fall onto the tyres and not onto you. So she's on the hubcap. I think she's certifying maybe the house building. I'm not too sure, testing the durability of that factory Ford hubcap. I think it's Harley approved. She's got a lot of weight on it, so it's actually propped up on the side of the wheel stud, so yeah, she's approved it. Hey, what are you doing? Alright, we'll keep on with this and I'll update you as we go along. Bit of an update. So I had one bolt to go, then the jack fell forwards and the diff fell on top of the jack. I've just let the jack down now so it's not on a silly angle. So yeah, that took a little bit of effort. Probably been out it for about 45 minutes and I've got the diff down. So we'll slide the new one under and get it up in the air and try and bolt it up now. So I've got the new diff sitting up in place. I just went and got my other axle stands and then just lifted each end onto it. Put the jack underneath the front of the pumpkin, or the diff center, whatever you want to call it. Lined it up, it's got 2 bolts in the bottom at the moment. There's one there, and you might be able to just see the other one. I am going to put grease on these bolts. All the bolts are relatively really nice and they slid out pretty easy. So I'll just smack a bit of grease on them, keep them lubed up. I'm not going to run these handbrake shoes. I'm going to use the ones that come off of this. So these are the ones that were on the LSD. I'll just swap them over and put them ones on, give it a bit of a clean in behind there. And then yeah, I'll put you guys on a bit of a time lapse. What's going on? Sunbaking there. Huh? Yeah, alright. So I've just had to swap the nut out of this area up to here. I don't know, it might have fallen down there. But I just had to get it apart to put it all up in there. It's got a little tab here. Wouldn't allow it to go back through. So I did that on both sides because that's how the other diff was put in here. So I'll do it the same. It did take a little bit to get up in here and to get the sway bar around the other side of the diff so it can mount down there. But in doing that, I will have to remove the rear shocks so the springs can go up in there and then the shock will come up through the bottom. So I said I was going to put you on a time lapse, but I just wanted to make sure everything was lining up all good. So what I'll do is I'll whiz the shocks out and then I'll put you on a time lapse and you'll see me do the rest of Alright, so the diff is all back in. She's all bolted up. You would have seen me doing it a bit on the time lapse there. So tail shaft's all in, everything's done, handbrake's all adjusted. So I've just got to put oil in it, put the wheels back on it, and we'll Probably leave it up on the stands and just let it run through the gears a little bit, and then recheck the oil and take it for a drive. Alright, so what you're going to want to do is fill this up with oil until it comes out the drain hole out of where you're filling it up from. Now I've got, if I can see it here, there you go, the Penrite Pro Gear oil, 80W140, full synthetic. I only use Penrite stuff in all my cars. Now this here is just a pump bottle from a body wash container, which works brilliant. So I use it on everything. And all I did is just slid it down into the tube of that, and when it won't suck up anymore, I'll take the lid off and then drop it down in there a little bit more. But yeah, what we're aiming for here is to fill it up and wait for it to flow out of here. So it'll take a little bit. I reckon these take about 2 litres of oil. Might just get a rag over here so I don't get it on this. Yep, there she goes. So you can see it running out there. So she's full. Jam that down in there so it can leak. Does it leak everywhere? This one to go back in. There we go. So we'll get this done up. Just snug him up just so it won't leak, and I'll go get the keys to the car and I'll start him up, let him run, and then check it again. Alright, let's fire this hog up. There we go. Let it spin for a little bit. You can hear them brakes just touching. Alright, that'll probably be enough. And what we'll do is we'll just shift him up into neutral, turn him off, and we'll check that diff oil again. I won't bore you with checking it again. The next time you see it, we'll have all the wheels on it, and it'll be off the stands and back on the ground. So yeah, alright, well, I'll get this all checked again, make sure it's all good, put the wheels back on it, and then we'll go for a drive. Okay, I've got myself cleaned up, everything's all packed away. Fire this thing up. Get that down. So I didn't say before what diff ratio this has in it now and what it previously had. So previously the original one that was in this, it was a 308 gear ratio, Now it is a 3-2-3 gear ratio, which is the LSD. So the speedo will be a little bit out. I did put a GPS on it about a week ago now, when I had my wife driving it, and we had it sitting on 80 kilometers per hour, and it was showing about 74, nearly 75 kilometers per hour on the GPS. So the speedo is significantly out as it is. I'll put that up in the screen now. I'll just put a little screenshot over there so you'll see where the speedo was and the GPS. I'll do another one and I'll let you know what the difference is. Now, I've been told that on the transmission you need to change the speedo drive gear. So the one that's in it now is a brown one, which is 20 tooth to suit the 308 gear ratio in the rear end. So now that it's a 323, it recommends to run a light green 21 tooth on the speedo drive gear in the transmission, and that's to suit with the 323 gear ratio in the back end of the car. In saying all that, I don't want to change it until I put the GPS on and see what the speed is reading compared to the GPS, and then I'll go from there whether I change it or not. It is good to have your speedo set a little bit so the car's saying that it's going faster than it is, but it isn't. In saying that, most cars are set up like that. They're normally about 3 to 4 kilometers an hour out. So, but this one seems to be about, at 100 Ks, it was about 10 kilometers out. So if you were sitting on 110 in this, the GPS would say 100 kilometers per hour. So it was quite out. It's out by quite a lot. So what I'll do is I'll see how it goes, run it, and see how far it is out, and then I'll work out whether to change the speedo drive gear in the transmission or not. But I'll let you know how that all goes. So we'll go for a drive and we will see what this Diff is like, whether it's any good or not. I have no idea. It come in a wrecked car that I had, so fingers crossed it's all good. Well, it's moving, so I guess that's a good thing. Okay, so there's only transmission noise in first gear, which is quite normal until you hit second and then it goes away. At 40 kilometers per hour and no noises yet. Kilometers per hour, 70 kilometers per hour, 80 kilometers per hour. Backing off from 90 kilometers per hour. There's no diff noise. So we'll get it up to 110 and then back off. Make sure that there's no diff whine on deacceleration. great success. Diff worked out fine. Okay, so I just got back from the drive and the diff is fine. There is nothing wrong with it. There's no diff whining or clunking or anything like that. And I checked the GPS to the speedo and it is out by more. So when I set it on 80 kilometers per hour in the car with the cruise control on, and I checked the GPS was saying 72 kilometers per hour. So it's about, obviously it's gone worse by about 2.5, nearly 3 kilometers per hour. So I will have to get a speedo drive gear for it, which is the light green 21 tooth for the transmission, to try and get it to come back within reason. Other than that, the diff is absolutely perfect. It's fine. It doesn't make any noises. So as I said, you probably would have seen me just telling you that, you know, we're going as we're getting faster and then de-accelerating and stuff like that. But yeah, very happy with it. So yeah, basically that's it for this at the moment. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do next. It does need I noticed that it does need an exhaust tailpipe on it. I'll have a look and see how much one is, or if somebody's got a good second-hand one, because I don't want to give too much away, but the exhaust that's on this is not going to be suited for what I want to do with it, and we'll leave it at that. So yeah, so the dog's in here as well. So Harley's here, so she come for a little bit of a ride as well. So, but yeah. So yeah, I'll leave it off here, guys. So really appreciate you hanging around. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers, bye.